All right, we are back with another video today. This is a knife this is the Blourock Blades BRB4 version 1. And this is serial number 19 of that version. Now, this comes to me from Joseph, a friend of mine who is in law enforcement out in Ohio. This is a special build because Joseph bought a BRB3 version 3.5 back at Blade Show last year. This is, I'm filming in 2023, so Blade Show of 2022. He bought the BRB3, and he got home and there was some lock rock and there was a couple of issues with it. So he reached out to Jan Ol Blourock. These names, guys, it sucks. And I'm so sorry to everybody whose name I mispronounce. So he reached out to Jan, Jan, he's in Germany, and talked about the problems and the issues and whatnot, and ended up sending the knife back to him, where he was totally great, worked on all the issues, rebuilt him a completely new knife, and in the meantime, he had perfected the BRB4, which you see here. So he rebuilt this, or he built this for Joseph in some very special ways that I have never seen or heard of before. This is what you get when you work with custom knife makers. If you have a special requirement, a special request, ask the maker. 9 out of 10 times, if they can do it, if it's feasible, if it's a thing that they have the skill set to do, 9 out of 10 times they'll do it for you. It may cost you a little bit more for whatever the special requirement or request is that you have, but they'll do it for you. So this knife is made out of titanium. The blade is Magna Cut. And what's special is the pivot is Magna Cut. The stop pin is Magna Cut. And what you can't see here, but the lock bar insert is Magna Cut. Why, do you ask? Well, because Magna Cut is very much like LC200N. It is a very non-corrosive steel. And, shall we say waterproof, rust proof, super rust preventive? There is no such thing as proof. I mean, there's something as proof, but like bulletproof, waterproof, nothing is bulletproof or waterproof. That's why we have bullet resistant material. Water resistant watches are water resistant down to such and such meters. They're not waterproof down to such and such meters. They're water resistant down to such and such meters. Same thing with this knife. Water resistant, if you will. Okay, it has a very nice abalone insert, which looks really good. It's not my favorite. I don't love the abalone, but that's just me. Joseph absolutely loves it. He's in love with this knife. He was a little hesitant to send it in just because of shipping and everything like that, right? These are the same dimensions as the BRB3s. So I won't go through all of them. It's just a hair over 4 1/4, just a hair over 7 1/4 with a roughly 3-inch blade. Weighs in at 3.3 ounces. Runs on bearings. Super nice. Inside, there is heavy milling on both the show side and the lock side. Got some dates and information in there. One thing that's actually kind of special about this knife, here is some more information. The date completed is 12/3/23. Because this is from Germany, that is the day, the month, and the year. So it is March 12th of 2023, which just so happens to be my birthday. So this knife was completed and built on my birthday. Sadly, it's not my knife. I do not have any knives made on my birthday. I think that might be a cool thing to track down at some point. All right, so he does include the tool for the pivot. I don't know if that's something extra that Joseph bought or if it came with. I totally forgot to ask Joseph about that until just this second. You can thumb it open, but it's really not designed for that. I've been able to do it a few times. It's really not a thumb opener. It is a standard flipper tab, or it's really yearning to do that very silly, dumb reverse finger flick, spidey flick, whatever you want to call it. One of my least favorite methods of opening. The other is the front flipper. I hate that one also. But it feels really good in the hand. It is a what Jan calls a thunderstorm pocket clip, which is Timascus. It just kind of looks like a thunderstorm because of the coloring and the way this pattern turned out. I love the milling along the, zoom in here, along the lock bar. I love the details in the milling around all the chamfers. I love the pivot is locked in. The geometry between, like the gap between the lock bar and the pivot and the scale, like I just love it. It looks very good. These blades are CNC cut. I don't know if the Magna Cut ones are. The other ones were. I don't feel any CNC lines on this one. But yeah, the craftsmanship is just awesome. I love how the cutout, the angles match the frame perfectly. There's even a cutout here in the flipper tab for weight savings. I think that's great. It's a beautiful looking knife. The lines are just so symmetrical. It's really done well. The fit and finish on this is exemplary. The fit and finish on the knife is way better than my talking in this video because I don't know why I can't talk today. So on that note, let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. I don't have my the BRB4 that I did a video on recently, maybe a little while back. I'll link that at the end, so you go check that out. I think I went into more detail on the specs. It does run on bearings if I didn't mention that. Here it is with the Sharpie. The Spyderco Delica. I do have a knife in Magna Cut. It's sitting over here on the other table. Let me grab that really quick. This is the Kubi KB237. Here is the one knife I own in Magna Cut, the RJ Martin Q36SS for Super Slim. I love this knife. It's one I carry quite a bit. So just because, well, we're talking Magna Cut, might as well pull out a Magna Cut. We're talking customs. Here's another custom. The VC Edge interface at 3.66 inches. So I think that gives you an idea. Yes, this is a little bit smaller with a 3-inch blade. It's not really my speed, but it's very comfortable in my hand, and it is more knife than you'd need. Like, it's going to do every cutting task you want from this bigger Tonto knife. Like, this is slightly bigger. This is going to do everything this can do. I need to personally get over my hang up of small knives, I think. It's really just my thing because, yeah, I say this is a little small for me, but it feels great in my hand. It's a mental thing. I've always carried much bigger knives, and so I think I just gravitate towards those medium-large knives, and this is kind of on the medium-small side. So let me know your thoughts. Joseph, if I missed any of the specs, comment down below. And thank you always, Joseph, for all the cool stuff that you've sent me over the year or two now. It's been a while. We've been friends. So Thanks a lot, my friends. And yeah, go check out the other video I did on this knife, the version 3 previously. If you want any more details, I think I went into some more details, specs and stuff there, but same thing. It's just newer, enhanced, and just, better overall knife. It's the next generation. They always are evolving and getting better when makers do stuff like that. But again, if you have a custom request or you want something funky or different, just ask. That's the beauty of custom makers.